welcome to the end of year Loot Level Chat 2025 awards. My name's Adam Cook and I'm here with Stephen.
Hello.
Kieran.
Good evening.
Lyle.
Hi there.
Oh, this isn't going to work. And Mick.
It nearly worked. I'm feeling a bit weird tonight because I feel inadequate hair-wise. Look at the fucking lovely heads of hair we've got, and then me and you bald cunts just sat in our caps.
What do you mean? I've never revealed that to the world.
You're still beautiful to me.
I just like wearing a hat. I've never revealed such information.
I've never been more jealous of three of the guys when we're all dressed before.
Fair enough. If you don't know,
you wouldn't be jealous if we were undressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know what this is we get together at the end of the year and we talk about games and all the things that have happened in games that we've enjoyed, basically. And this is the second day of that. Yesterday we talked about best re-release and best multiplayer, and today it's two categories, but it's one broader one. This is the day two is best spectacle. Explosion noises and excitement.
Nice.
Where we were going to talk about best audio spectacle and best video spectacle or visual spectacle. It's basically best audio and best video, but the day is the overall category.
It's got a quite cooler name, having spectacle, isn't it?
I think so, and I think
Smile's
spectacles.
the odd one out.
Yeah, but
I didn't wear any spectacles.
That's true, but also spectacle is one of those things. If you say the word enough, it loses all meaning.
Yeah.
You break it.
We're going to talk about best audio first. We've got a short list, and we're going to make a top 3 best audio spectacle. And here is the short list for best audio spectacle.
Document.
Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Dispatch, Hades 2, Lumines Arise, Doom the Dark Ages, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Hollow Knight Silksong, South of Midnight, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Split Fiction, Ghost of Yotei, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, Rift of the Necromancer, and Everhood 2. That list needs to come down from 17 to 3.
That doesn't feel so bad. That's okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if we can't, then we're in trouble.
It's going to be a long
What's the
podcast.
plan otherwise?
Yeah, it's true. So, well, I mean, is there anything obvious that sort of stands out to anyone that they think, well, that's not a top 3? I mean, hopefully there's sort of 14 or 15, well, 14 of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure audio-wise Split Fiction should be in the top 3. Mainly because the two leads just pissed me off for the entire game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what there is audio that...
You know, some decent ambient shit going on, but I don't think that's going to win.
I mean, someone must have put it in here, right?
This list that should be in the 3.
But someone
I
must
don't
have
know,
put
at one point, to peek
maybe it was in there. Wasn't the list
at
one point?
Oh, it might have been
both.
Yeah.
So it might be a hangover from that before we changed it. So yeah, I think that can.
So should I just cut that one? That's an easy cut.
Seems like an easy cut, then.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
Steve, why don't you listen? Why don't you
there's
pick
someone
one?
here that really want easy cuts.
Go on, Steve. You pick one. It's all right. Don't have to look worried.
Okay.
It's okay.
Come on,
We're friends.
I don't think Mario Kart World.
Not that one, Steve. For fuck's sake.
Fucking hell, Steve. Honestly.
It's all right. It sounds like you would expect a Mario game to sound. There's nothing wrong with it.
I said the
Is
soundtrack,
it the best
though,
of the
man.
year?
The soundtrack.
No,
Like,
the
it has
soundtrack
some-
doesn't hold a candle to Mario Kart 8, man.
It has some really good throwbacks, though. Like, there was one that's like, they have the theme for, like, Cooper Beach from
they've had a
the
couple
original
of them.
Mario Kart, where it hit me and I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot that was a song. Like, I don't know. I thought...
Is that a
it's one of the
spectacle, though, or is that just music?
Now,
Just
don't
nostalgia
start
kicking in.
using the name against the
probably
category.
that.
I mean, none of these wear
Well, I
glasses.
mean, it's not best soundtrack, is it?
It's best audio, isn't it? The best audio. Like, it's just.
I mean, other than that,
I think there are some things there that marry good soundtrack with good other audio, other than just like
Yeah, no, I mean, that is
me
fair.
or whatever. Fucking.
Wow. I kind of want to keep it in now just because of that
I mean,
sort of slander.
I'm not
To me,
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not suggesting it's wrong, but it is got to be a top 3 out of what's on.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
And there's like eight straight bangers on there already.
Oh, there's some stuff that I think would easily take over from Mario Kart. For sure.
Yeah, if it's not going to be top 3, we can get rid of it. But I'd have tried to. If we were doing a top 10, I'd have fought a bit harder. You know.
Okay, that's fine. I'll delete it. I'll delete it.
So.
I also. What about Doom: The Dark Ages?
These are not the ones I expected to go so
I've
quickly.
not even heard the soundtrack for particularly either.
Well, it was the usual Doom soundtrack. It was really, 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 really loud and explodey and angry, but that's just Doom.
If it was loudest audio.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, as much as I loved that game, I think I'd give it like a 9.5 or something. I don't remember at any point being like, yeah, the sound is. Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing in there. Like there's games on here that the music or the audio was kind of its identity, whereas Doom is just like.
They've all felt a little lackluster compared to the original soundtrack from Mick Gordon's Doom soundtrack, man, as well. That's some absolute bangers, and after that, it's a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone wants to argue it, fair enough. But I think it's
fine.
It's one of the 17 best audios of the year.
You sound sad, Adam.
It's one of those. It's a weird one because like the first game, like where they timed it like the shotgun cock and everything as he's going down the lift, and like it's a lot to live up to, and you can't just do that again. Yeah. You can't just keep doing that. Like you can't just keep using that Doom theme tune and have it. No. I do think it actually does marry up quite well. There's like a nice moment earlier on in the game where it like the Doom the Dark Ages splash screen comes up and like the music's perfect. It's really, really well designed audio overall. Like the noises that hit you in the nostalgia feel, like when you get the keys and the I don't think it would probably make our top 3.
There's a bit towards the end. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit toward the end as well, which obviously I don't want to spoil it too much for the hell of spoiling it, but like there's a point in the game where you think, well, I don't think it is spoiling it because he's not dead. You think the Doomslayer's dead when you've got 2 levels left, so like he's not dead. But like there's a bit when he like comes back, and like that bit, it's sort of like presented as the whole game was sort of a prologue to this. Now here's all your fucking guns back, and now you're pissed off, and you've got like, and I think you've unlocked like the rage stuff by then, and like and that bit I remember that being like fucking and like the finale to that game is superb, like in every way, audio, visual, whatever. But I just don't think as standalone audio, I don't think was one of the best of the year. Not the best 3 of the year. Anyway.
It's fine. I've cut it, but I do think we need to address the not the elephant in the room. There's 2 games on this list that have been added quite late, and somebody was happy to cut Mario Kart while they're on here still. And I think we need to discuss some of these games before they sneak into a top 3. No, I'm sure you don't, Lyle. I've played Everhood 2. And I'm struggling to remember anything about the audio, so please refresh my memory.
Okay. Everhood 2 is the one I'll fight the hardest for, so it's the worst one to aim for first, for sure. So let's go for it. Why not? Let's do what we can to keep that around.
I wasn't being facetious. I genuinely don't remember the audio.
Yeah, I don't think you played that much of it from what I recall, or much about it really. But yeah, Everhood 2 it's a like indie RPG thing where it's got like rhythm-based combat, and every single enemy in the game has a different theme because it's like a different rhythm game to take down each enemy, and they all sort of are fitting for the enemy that you face. So it's like if you were playing Guitar Hero and every song was a different enemy, but they've had to do that for this like whole like JRPG-esque adventure. It's not massive, but it's a game where they have designed songs for every single enemy that fit the vibe of each enemy. Like there's a like an enemy on a spring, and it's got a really like bouncy, silly song as the like tune you have to time your attacks to and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's a thing that I think I've not seen a game do that in that way and put in that level of effort and do it so well that like it really, really like it was Everhood 2 was like very near the top of my game of the year list for a lot of the early part of the year because that was one of the things that just I thought was so impressive about it.
In fairness, I had completely forgotten that audio
It sounds
stuff.
like one I definitely give a go to.
Really,
no,
Stephen?
I kind of. I mean, it was early in the year, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It was like March time, I think. I think it was March. Okay, so that's not going just yet.
Something like that. Yeah.
So there's easier cuts for now, is what we're saying.
Yeah,
we'll keep on with that for now.
If we want to cut the one above it, which is another one that no one else is going to fight for, we can go for Rift of the Necrodancer if we want, which is basically just a rhythm game with really good music. So it's like if you'd put like a Guitar Hero on there, but it was more like, exciting India songs. But, it's one of those where it's like, it's a rhythm game, so it deserves to be on an audio list, but it's not one where I'd be like, this should be the very top. And also, like, I think it came out in like January or something. So if you actually asked me about what any of the songs were, I'd basically be just like lying because I forgot to look up anything about the soundtrack before I started, call tonight. So,
Cut.
I just like the idea we've had 2 Guitar Hero-esque games in the same year again when it feels like that's been on its arse for the past 10.
yeah, well, they're doing it in weird indie ways, I guess,
Yeah.
But cut.
Yeah, we can cut that. It's a really good game, though.
Okay. Kieran.
I have 2 that I would like to bring up. One as a question about if it could be cut, and one that I think we might have forgotten about as well.
I love when the ones that come back.
Yeah, just based on shortlist for other categories, should Indiana Jones be in this list?
Thought we might go away with that a minute ago, but
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I think because the best thing about that is Troy Baker's Harrison Ford impression and the classic music, and then beyond that, it's just like it's got great audio. Like there's some good the stealth moments where you're sneaking around. It's got like that great background audio and the guards chatter and all that ambient stuff that's really cool. But I don't think it necessarily did anything special with the audio because that Troy Baker impression is so good that it kind of just dominates everything else audio in that game. And then obviously the Indiana Jones theme, which is timeless. So like,
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure it got some sort of mention, I think.
I also think that for that specific game, it's like, I know it came out this year technically on PlayStation, but it feels like an anomaly to be celebrating a game that did technically come out last year when these games are all new.
For sure.
What was the other one? Sorry, it was... I've forgotten which other
The other
game
one
you
is...
mentioned.
I've not mentioned it yet. This is just a question because I've not played it, but Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Yes.
Is the audio particularly good? I genuinely have no idea.
I don't think it belongs on this list, personally speaking. Like, it's
that easy?
Well, I mean, Steve and Lyle have played it. I really don't think it belongs on the top 3 list of best audio myself.
I mean, it's good. It's nice. There's a lot of stuff that's reminiscent of the first game and gives you, again, nostalgia for something recent. There's nothing really to hang your hat on. I'm not about to hum you one of the tunes because they didn't stick that well. Do you know what I mean? They're perfectly suited to the atmospheric vibes. Are they a top 3? No, not so much. So what do you think, Lyle?
No, I think you're right. I'm just sort of on the same.
Yeah,
on the same.
It's fine. It's lovely. It does what you'd expect, I guess. But
easy.
This
is easy. Yeah, this is easy.
Good cutting, Kieran. And you didn't even bring one back.
I got 2 for you then.
Okay.
I got 2 for you.
Go on.
The first one is, I think I might have added it unless Adam did, is Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which has stonking audio for what it is, but every Call of Duty has had the exact same audio for 10 years. They do it very, very well, better than many in the business, but it's nothing that is like... It's the same. Like 5 years ago, it would blow me away. Now it's like it's Call of Duty. It's just Call of Duty, and it's like as good as that is. and it might well be the best, but I mean the production values they've got, it fucking should be.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, it's really good. Like the voice acting is okay. It's Call of Duty. It's people being macho and bitchy and whatever. And then the spectacle of it is just, it's just a lot of explosions and
the sense of chaos when you stick a pair of headphones on, man, is unbelievable. It does sound great for that.
And I can't deny it, but again, it's made it onto our shortlist, and I think that's as far as it gets, unless anybody really, really wants to argue.
No, I
can't easy that cut.
Yeah, I can't argue that it should stay. I mean, I'd just be repeating everything Mick just said.
Yeah,
really.
Because arguably, you could have said Battlefield 6 in the same spot, and I'd have probably said the same thing.
Same difference, essentially.
Yeah.
But we have to mention Call of Duty every year.
Yes, we do.
Respectable
and to be fair, the visually every year they're probably it's objectively one of the very best looking games every year, because the stuff they do with like cutscenes and stuff like that is just fucking witchcraft. But again, production values, it should be short of FMV.
What was the other one? You said you had two. What was didn't you say?
Yeah, the other one is a bit spicy, but I don't think anybody will argue, because the only one I think who's really put time into it is Kieran.
Oh no!
And I think
don't say what I think you're going to say.
If we're talking spectacle, I think visually it's more impressive, and that's Yote.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I did not expect it to go that way.
That is a spicy one.
It's got some great music, and again, like the ambience is amazing. Like when you're riding through but it's, again, I think taken in a vacuum, the audio on its own is just really nice audio, and it kind of just sounds like Tsushima. But when you put it together with what the visuals do at the same time, you get that experience.
I'd really like to keep that a little bit longer.
Fair enough.
Because I know I totally understand what you're saying, and it is going to suffer in this category because it's a sequel, and it is very much a sequel. Like there's no. I find the Ghost of games quite strange, right? Because they get an awful lot of love, and rightly so. I love them too, but they kind of get love for a lot of the same reasons as Ubisoft's games get hate, and I find that very confusing. And like the audio of Yote is really, really special. Like, the combination when Sony really goes hard on an exclusive, and they use the DualSense and stuff, and they make the whole world feel so alive because of it. Like there's some really, really good implementation of just general audio direction and production in Yote, like the surround sound of it all, like the existing in that world feels real, it feels lived in, and I don't know, am I hanging on to it for the sake of it? Is it actually going to make a top 3? I mean, if you're not going to fight for it, Mick,
I mean, I think without any of us saying it, we've probably all got at least 3 different locks on this list. Probably. I think when we get down to the nitty gritty of like the last 6, this is going to be a bit fierce, and I don't know. I'm not going to fight for Yote to get into.
Would Kieran? Would you fight for it, or would you let it go at this? Because you know what I'm saying, right? Like I think it probably isn't going to make it. So am I just hanging on?
Yeah.
I mean, arguably, there's probably games to go sooner, but. That's kind of
but there's no point in keeping hold of one if we know it's just going to go. It's not 7th place or 9th place. This is the top 3. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I would say like in my own personal top 3, Ghost of Yote does make the list for the mix of the music. The is it the Watanabe mode where it adds the
that's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah.
That's amazing, and Erika Ishii is absolutely.
I mean, if you were going to put it in a top 3, then we should keep it for now, because I just suggested it because I didn't think anybody would fight for it, and it wouldn't be in my. It'd probably be my top 4, but it's
I'm not sure it's not in my 3 as well. Like the more I think about it, I know what my top 2 are, and they're very clear, very obvious top 2. But the third one is a bit more fluid, and I would, like I say, I would rather keep it just a bit longer, because I feel we could cut it and think, oh, actually, should we have kept it? If that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Well then, Adam, maybe you should suggest a cut yourself. You've not done that yet, I don't think.
No, you're quite right. I haven't. Well, I sort of suggested Everhood 2, but then I actually forgot. I genuinely had forgotten anything about that game because it feels like an eternity ago. Like it was. Right, fine. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. There you go. Have that one. That's what I'd cut. Just because, again, it's a top 3.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be one of mine.
No, it's to be fair, I really love that game. You know I do, but it's. I'm not sure how to say it without it sounding dismissive, but the soundtrack is very kind of. It's very Sega Japan, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what all I can think of when I think of the audio. It's not like it's not got all the sounds you'd expect as well, but it's a bit like Mario Kart.
Is it the kind of thing you'd hear blasting out across an arcade?
Yes, but in a good way. Like it's very sort of J-pop, I guess, or is K-pop the trendy one now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did one thing that I really liked in that on the last lap of races, it would add vocals to the sound, to the like music, so that it would be this like suddenly like, oh shit, it's all kicking off while you try to win this last lap, which I just thought was really cool. And like it had some tracks, like it had from like the original Sonic R, one of the races had a track from that, and I was like that's very nostalgic for me.
Past mile,
yeah, exactly, proper bangers. I liked that, but
it's just also got, it's one of them rare games, not rare necessarily, but one of those games where, like, say you played it muted, like just completely sound muted, I feel like you'd lose sense of speed.
I think so.
Do you know what I mean? And that's a weird thing to say because like games are the sum of their parts, and we're breaking them down into them. But it's one of those really is like you wouldn't feel. I bet it would feel slower. Do you know what I mean? I bet you would feel like you were playing like 50cc kart racing or something. But I just don't think it makes a top 3.
I don't either. And actually, one of my main complaints with the game, and only complaints in a review, was that the voice lines repeat all the time and are really fucking annoying.
They do.
Really, for best audio, maybe we should.
Okay. What are we down to then? That looks like it's nearly. Is that 10 or is that 10?
It's flying by.
It is 10. It is 10. So,
10.
With you speaking about one of those rare games, Adam, what about going to an X-rare game with Donkey Kong?
I was a bit surprised you suggested this then.
I just wanted to mention the vocal chirp of "Ooh, banana" like every now and again. I think that's deserving of mention at the end of the year.
I think so.
That's like one standout line that deserves to be remembered this year.
It should get annoying.
It never does.
No, never.
It's so satisfying. Even after like 200, 300 bananas, you're just like, go on.
Do you know when in those kind of collectathon games where you wish you could skip like like even Odyssey, like when you get you almost sometimes wish you could skip it a bit quicker because you're playing it for the 15th time. I never felt that once. Like, I wish I could skip this banana thing. Like, no, never. I fucking love that, and
the lovely like crystal shattering sound as you just bash shit out of it.
But I suppose
it's never making top 3 for that. But
I also liked Pauline singing bits. I thought they were pretty good as well.
I quite like the interstitial stuff, like when you just go to sleep and she's always got something to say. Like I feel like they recorded hundreds of those lines.
There we go, so many of them, and
they're always just nonsense crap in it. But
did
it's
anyone else
cute.
Stop listening to those after a while?
Yeah,
I probably did about 20 or 30, then just thought.
Yeah, I kind of that is one of those I did sort of button through as quickly. Yeah, okay, fine.
Get it gone just for that.
I mean, La, you're the only one who's played it. Gone.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think it almost does deserve it for the banana. but yeah, we can't keep it for just that.
Oh, it's incredibly spicy at this point. Lumines Arise, because I don't know what it is. No, I don't know what it is. That's why I'm asking.
So this is all soundtrack. That game with. Well, no, that's not fair, is it? It isn't. It is literally.
It's 99% soundtrack. Let's face it. I think
Lumines is, but not Lumines. Lumines Arise is 50% soundtrack, 50% game visuals for me. The marriage. It's like Tetris Effect.
Yeah, I see. Do
you see what I mean?
But in terms of it hangs on the soundtrack, not the sound effects. That's for sure.
It's a good soundtrack.
Like if you took the block noises out and played them to me separate from it, I don't think I'd pick them out. And I put a good amount of hours into that game. And I think the soundtrack was quite. eclectic within electronic music, for example, and with the odd other bit of jazz thrown in, bit of indie-ish vibes, it's certainly not for everyone. I love it because I love that mix of electronica in it. That's great. But, you know, folk horses.
Are you happy to see it go then? Because if you
yeah,
are,
I'd be happy to see it go.
I certainly haven't played as much as you, so I can't argue it if you're saying it goes.
Yeah. I think it's a niche soundtrack for a lot of people, but I enjoyed it.
Is it too early to suggest a lock? And it probably won't be the one.
I
you
kind of
expect.
feel like
Is
there's
it
two on
too
here that
early?
are locks, but
because can I suggest a lock, or shall we talk about Kirby Air Riders first?
we
'Cause that's
need
the one
to.
that's
We do.
sticking out.
Well, all right. If we, to be fair, of the 3 kart races, it was the one I was going to like cut first, really. But it hung on, and I just thought I'd sit about and see what we were all chatting about.
It held on well,
disrupt.
man.
Yeah.
Am I going to be
really
the
good Kirby
defender for
songs.
this game then?
Oh, go for it.
probably
Oh, yeah,
every
keep
time.
it. Go on, Adam. I
No,
mean, it's going to be my number 1. Yeah.
You're right. There's fucking hell. Look, I know this feels like a full circle moment, like I had in years past with like a sort of the Death Stranding, the Kojima, how I've come around almost. This feels a bit like that with the Smash thing, because you said it, Lyle. Like, this is the Smash Bros game I didn't know I wanted or needed,
Yes.
and it is so odd to describe this game to people full stop, because I will be the first to admit, when I did watch a bit of the first direct, the Kirby Air Riders direct, the first of the directs for that one game, and I was very much of the opinion of like, this is A, not for me, B, fucking far too long to showcase a single game, and C, no, same again. A, it's still far too long, and you're doing another one. And I'm like,
Did you feel that way after direct number 37 as well?
Well, no. Here's the thing, right? I didn't watch the second direct at all. I just then played the game, and I'm like, so we don't do nicest surprise, but this would probably be my biggest surprise, because I'm like, there's no world in which I enjoy this game, let alone enjoy it as much as I do. It seems weird to call it Smash Bros, but kart racing, but it is that, and yet I don't know why I like that or why I enjoy that, and that is a long way round to come to the audio of it's got that weird smashness to the audio as well. Like, you're kind of like, Kirby, do you know what I mean? The voiceover,
Yeah.
Again, to go back to it, the kind of Sega arcade days of like, it's Kirby, DDD, you know, and it's like, it's so, I want to say wacky, but I like that kind of shit. Like, I can take things seriously, but I can also absolutely not take things seriously. And this is that game. This is a game feels like it's made for people who can do that. Can like play The Last of Us and be like, God, that's emotionally moving and it got to me. But then play Kirby Air Riders and go, this is fucking why I play games, because it's so stupid. And it's like, the audio is a big part of that. Like, it's not going to make top 3, but I want to shout out this game because it's weird. Even the audio is weird. Like I say, Kirby. It's just,
it's a wild game, and yeah, it deserves way more praise than I was expecting it to in a multitude of ways. I think, it's not going to be the last time we talk about it on these end of the year awards, and I didn't think that would be the case unless we were including biggest disappointment this year.
Yeah, same.
And yeah, it's fucking great game, and so many aspects of it are brilliant, and the sound is one of them for sure.
This is the game that made a lot of people angry, because just by proxy of the fact, how come Nintendo are giving 2 directs to this and kind of forgot Metroid exists? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll cut it, because let's not be silly.
Yeah,
let's not.
We have to.
Yeah.
I'm still intrigued by mixed lock that he was going to suggest.
Yeah, well, we could. Yeah, so let's do it.
I can
Might as well.
suggest it if you
Might
like.
as well with this. But there's 7 games left. I'll do a quick recap and then make you tell us the lock. We've got 7 games left. Everhood 2, Ghost of Yotei, South of Midnight, Death Stranding 2, Hades 2, Dispatch, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Mick, what's your lock?
South of Midnight.
I was going to ask about that one as well, to be honest. That's number 1 on my list.
Just
your
without
lock?
a doubt, that is my lock. There's 2 on here that I'd fight for a lock, but that one is.
Hang on.
Spicy lock, mate.
Do I need to read the list again? Did you not hear the games I said then?
No, there's only one more on this list that I'll fight for.
In best
To be
audio.
in the top 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I having a stroke? Did someone say so? Is it? It's just not me. This is what's going on.
No, because there's one on there that I don't. That the audio was just the voice acting, which is always really good. But I mean, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And look, I'm not suggesting any of the cuts at this point, but I am suggesting that South of Midnight was the best audio this year.
That was going to be my next suggestion for a cut, by the way.
In my opinion, the combination of not only the soundtrack, which is fucking superb, but the way it meshes with the game, the storytelling of the soundtrack. Just like the things like the boss fights, the way they have their individual song and the song tells a story while you're doing the boss fight. The ambient music, the voice acting ain't half bad for the most part either. Do you know what I mean? Like the voice acting is pretty good. The ambient sound, the environment is peak. But the soundtrack in combination with what you're doing at the same, like it's not just like we played this song and the song's great. It's this scene is not the same with a different song. It's fucking fantastic.
I would use that as an argument against it a little bit because I found as much as I agree the soundtrack is great.
I didn't say you hadn't. I didn't say it was the most unique game ever. I said it was a fantastic. But you know, I mean, by all means.
Did you not think some of the boss fight music was a little bit too on the nose at times, though?
No, I like that because that was the whole
bit I
point
didn't
of
like
it.
about it for that. I like the style and pitch is great, but the fact that it was telling a story was too direct.
The trouble is, if you're going to do you're not listening to the music properly while you're doing the boss fight. You're concentrating on the boss fight. So if it's not on the nose and it's giving you like subtle, you're not picking it up. And I think that the fact that it was on the nose and the fact that it's so like, this is what you're doing right now, this is why you're doing it, and it gives you that extra context of your actions. Like, I think that, and yeah, other games have done it, but I don't think that many games have done it this year.
Oh, not this year. It reminds me of the Family Guy joke. Randy, what's the guy who writes the music for Toy Story?
Randy Newman.
Yeah, it reminds me of that the Randy Newman gag where it's like, he's walking down the road and he's coming up to me, looks a bit, you know what I mean? It just reminds me of that, and I get it.
I don't think it was that on the nose.
It's not.
It's not.
It wasn't far off.
Yeah, it's not that on the nose.
Just to add to that.
I mean, you're totally right about it. It fits that atmosphere so well.
Because the lyrics as well, it's not necessarily even the lyrics of the songs, but it was the timing of the music and the way it fit with what you're doing. Like the way the crescendo of that song when you're climbing up the tree, that particular boss fight.
That's
and
the one, I think.
The tree.
And the music's building with you as you climb. It's getting faster, and it's like the way they're singing becomes more urgent and more. It's just really fucking clever.
All I can think of
it's weird how we see
wood
that
and it's got sap coming out of it. It's a tree or
because that's the one I think of when I think of how that winds me up.
The tree.
Oh, that's the best
one.
Yeah,
the tree one.
That's the best one.
No, I got the story. Like, fucking hell, just batter it in a bit harder. But
that's what those, because it's all those sort of like, you know, those are actual. Well, a lot of those are actual folk stories, aren't they? Like Two-Toe Tom's a folk character. You know, that's how those stories would get told, I guess, in some places.
But
with Randy Newman playing along with the piano. Yeah. No, I agree with Mick on everything there. I think that is the single best use of like music in any game I've played this year. It's so good, and it's a type of music that you don't often, you know. The last time I remember a game that used that type, you know, that genre of music so well was The Flame of the Flood, which was like 8 years ago or something, with the Chuck Reagan soundtrack.
Bluegrass stuff and
stuff. That's Chuck Reagan. I bought that album for that. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I made notes because I feel that strongly about this. And one other thing as well, which I think you'll all find interesting, is it's Olivier Derivière, who is the composer who does the soundtrack for Alone in the Dark 2008. Best Alone in the Dark game.
For God's sake.
This is one of your quizzes.
Beautifully.
He also does Dying Light and A Plague Tale and all sorts of, you know, it just shows that, you know.
I mean, if you don't want to lock it yet,
it certainly doesn't. It's certainly not a cut, is it? It's certainly not a cut right now. Let's put it that way. Well, then we need to talk about Death Stranding, Hades, Dispatch, and Clair Obscur, because those four we haven't discussed at all. I'll offer it up. I'll just do this. I might regret saying this. I think we could cut Hades 2 and Death Stranding 2 and give ourselves a fighting chance of getting this into a 3. And I love both them games.
They'd be the two that I cut off that particular list.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
I will say,
sure.
I think Hades 2 sound as an audio is a lot of people will look past that, but I think the voice acting is absolutely phenomenal, and it also does that same thing you just kind of mentioned.
I don't think it's as strong as the first game.
I don't
think the voice acting is as strong as the first game. I think Zagreus was a better. I don't know. I mean, it's personal preference.
Yeah, but I think it also does the thing you just mentioned about music. Like it does that with the second biomes boss. Like the music changes, not just. It's not just like about what's going on. It changes based on like they sing. So if you haven't seen the second boss, sorry, spoilers. No, is it the second or third boss, Steve?
It's the second boss.
It's second,
a band, essentially.
That's it. They're basically a band, and you beat them, and they're playing a song, and then they have a new song for when you come back, also if you defeat one of the three sisters playing, that part of the music cuts out. So if you defeat the drummer, the drums cut out of that track because you've beaten the drum, and like that sort of stuff is. And
it works mechanically in the fact that each of them might take a solo when they're doing certain attacks during that solo, and then that's taken out of it completely. So if you know you've got to against me, take it out of there first.
And I haven't played enough of it to be honest to talk about whether it is or not.
But there's lots of that. There's lots of that sort of thing. Like, I think Hades 2 is an absolute masterpiece of a video game. Like from like every element.
You want to cut it?
It's not. Well, it's not my list. I'm saying like I don't think it's going to. There's two games on this list currently I feel stronger about from an audio perspective, and I don't think my arguments for Hades 2 are going to beat the arguments people have got for South of Midnight, for example. So I've picked it because we have to get down to 3.
I would argue Hades 2 over Clair Obscur, but only because I haven't played much of Clair Obscur. So that's not really good reasoning, and I put much more time into Hades 2. So I would need a bit more convincing across those two.
I mean, if I was in the room with you right now, I'd bust something over your head.
Well, I was going to say, for me, there is
the idea are we getting sexy this time?
The idea of a best audio list, not including Clair Obscur, is like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing?
But I knew that was going to be the reaction for it, but I just haven't put enough time in with it to have it over the 2.
That was my other lock, but I didn't want to put it forward yet.
And again, if we're talking about boss fights with the audio involved, Clair Obscur does that as well. The same. As a I forget the name of the boss. It's weird because Clair Obscur is a game I absolutely think is phenomenal, but I actually haven't played it for a while because it came out, it feels like a lifetime ago, that one.
It's a game that has been, it's weirdly one of those games, for me it's one of those games that's immune to recency bias. Like normally we get to this time of the year and anything that came out in February or March is like, I can't remember why I liked it so much, whereas Clair Obscur is just Christ.
I just can't see a list without that on it. It would be borderline insane.
I think that was.
And I would say the same since you didn't. I thought it was going to be this game. The other one I think is just, and I have to say the same thing again. I do not see a world in which Dispatch isn't on best audio list. It's got some of the best voice acting I have ever seen in a game, not just like in a game of its type that I've ever seen in a game. The mix, the audio, the music is phenomenal. There is nothing about that game audio wise that isn't 10 out of 10 for me. Like the audio is.
I didn't like it.
I disagree
on an audio level.
I think it's got some of the best voice acting. Like
some
of the voice actors are phenomenal, and some of them are just kind of there. And I think that, but the main ones that matter, I guess, if that's not nasty to say, but the protagonist, the main sort of 3 or 4, 5 characters, very, 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 very good. Like Aaron Paul in that is just fucking. Like
he's amazing,
and I think that warrants a special shout out because he hasn't done game voice acting before. This is an actor.
Did he not do anything like a Need for Speed game?
I don't
did the Need for Speed movie.
Yeah, I thought he was like in one of the games.
He might have done the tie-in, but I don't think that.
Maybe they used clips, but I believe this is his first role as a voice actor in a game, and I think that warrants because someone's a good actor, whether you might not think he is, but just because someone's seen as a good actor doesn't mean they're a good voice actor. They are different roles, different things.
But
so I think that's worth.
I would have only put him
after a while as well. Did you
treat
him as?
Yeah, I wouldn't have known it was Aaron Paul if I hadn't.
No, I wouldn't
known,
at first.
If you know what I mean. I wouldn't
No.
have guessed it was him. I'd have figured it was a Troy Baker type or a Matt Mercer. Well, Matt Mercer's in it, isn't he? Shroud, he does a fantastic job. But like, you know, Matt Mercer, Aaron Paul, Jeffrey Wright. Not to take away from like, I can't remember who did the voice of Invisigal off the top of my head. Laura Bailey, who's just phenomenal in every role.
She does an incredible job as Invisigal.
And she does do a fantastic job. But I think it's those four and possibly maybe the Blonde Blazer, whose role is kind of smaller.
But don't you think?
Well, it was for my story.
You say that, but what about the Water Boy? What about I can't even Phenomenon?
Sonar as well, man.
Sonar,
like YouTube, Charlie.
Yeah, see, I ditched Sonar, so I wasn't. But I mean, it was quite funny. But I'd like. I mean, but then when you talk about, I think because Flambe was just great, just like made me laugh. The delivery was stone cold. It was like really.
I think the same for Phenomenon. Like he was barely in my story because of the way I progressed it. But every time he was in, I was like, I kind of wish I had kept him around more because he pops up and it's just really funny comic moments. That takes some skill from an audio perspective.
But I felt the voice acting in Dispatch for me was on a par with Claire Obscure. I don't think it was better than Claire Obscure because I think Claire Obscure, the voice acting in that just fucking took me to places like the rest of that game did. But it's Dispatch would be in my 3. So like,
well, we've sort of now talking around like, so Death Stranding 2, I mentioned it. It's the audio is really, really, really good. Everything in that game, the production values are really high.
Again, I haven't played much of it.
I had like a top 3, and like my third spot was a bit iffy, and I couldn't decide between Dispatch or Death Stranding 2 for that third spot. They're both really good. Death Stranding 2, the performances are really, they are fantastic, but the soundtrack as well. Like I actually think at the start I was a bit like, this is good, but it's not as good as the first game. But by the end of it, I much prefer the soundtrack in 2, to be honest, and the way they use it in some of those quieter moments. Really, really good.
The issue
I struggle with that in the separation. Unlike what we were saying about Dispatch, where I found it easy to distance Aaron Paul from the character, that's always just Norman Reedus.
100% same for me, and I have a problem with his delivery.
Separation.
His delivery in both the games, and I know this is a thing of he will have been told to deliver it this way, but it feels alien to the rest of the game. And I was thinking about this the other day. So Mick, you played Hell in Us, and in Hell in Us they what's the guy's name in Hell in Us?
Remy, basically. The guy doesn't have a lot of emotion, but it's delivered in a way that is
but they address it. Like they tell you about this character. They deliver the information to the player that he has difficulty with situations. He has difficulty empathizing and understanding other people's emotions, essentially, right? That's how Norman Reedus comes across to me as Sam in Death Stranding, and they never really say, is that actually the case, or is this just Kojima wanting him to deliver the lines in a way he delivers the lines?
He always sounds like he's in a booth on his own, and the weird thing about Norman Reedus is he always seemed like he was in a booth on his own in The Walking Dead as well. Like, I think he's a phenomenal solo actor, but I don't think I ever get much from him when he's face to face with other people. I think because he's very.
But the reason I likened him to Remy in Hell is Us is because his character has that same level of really obvious awkwardness when with other people. But it's just not a thing, and yet this is a game that delights in giving you 10-minute cutscenes of explanation, and they just never address his character, unless I've completely forgotten that.
They do.
They do a bit of that in his character, who he is, though, because he has that issue where, like, with intimacy and touching, doesn't it? So it could be representative of that.
But he's also a loner.
He's got loads of trauma as well.
Yeah.
From the stuff that's happened to him.
Okay.
I think they do explain it. It's maybe not. It's like anything in that game, you do have to go digging for it a little bit, or see it in like a 15-minute cutscene or something.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be sad if it got cut. Personally, as much as I do really like it, I think.
No, I do too. I think it's a fantastic video game, and it is really superb production values. I just haven't played it. Every scene where I don't know. It's almost one of those where you wish it was like a Half-Life. No, is it Half-Life that does it? Where the mute protagonist? Do you know what I mean? Because everyone else is so expressive and emotive all the time, and he is never like that.
It's worth a shout out for Troy Baker again, man, as Higgs as well.
Oh, he was really good in it.
So flamboyant and like enigmatic in that game. I mean, he is fantastic.
Are we cutting this fucking game or not? Because you like
Kieran's not fighting for it, so
no.
Okay, we talked about every game on this list now. We have, haven't we?
We have indeed. Now we just have to batter them down.
Is it worth finally chopping off Ghost of? Because it's had its time there, Adam. It's hung around for a little bit.
I didn't know Kieran was going to go so hard on South of Midnight, so I'm
happy
don't
with Ghost at this point.
Yeah, I don't think I can fight for Ghost over what they've said about Midnight. Really, so if no one's bothered,
DS2 and Ghost.
Okay, well, we're down to 5, and Lyle's kept very quiet, and I know very much why he's kept quiet for this long.
I'm used to using Game of the Year lists as top 5s, and if we're trimming that list down, I'll take Everhood 2 at number 5 if you don't mind, and then
I mean,
I quite like the sound of that. Actually, to be fair, I want to play that game after you've.
It's a good game. I just. It's genuinely, really Lyle, games, you can all back me up. It has been one of them years of every year's like this with games now. I knew I'd played it, and I looked at it and I was like, why has Lyle put it on there for best audio? And as soon as he explained it, it's like, yeah, now I remember.
It's that one. Yeah.
And then there's me, who doesn't know what Everhood 2 is.
and the magic of it is you never will.
I never will ever. I'm never going to play it.
That's the last time you'll think about it.
And it's already forgotten. What is ever what I what?
I didn't even play Everhood 1.
No.
Was there one? There must have been one, right?
I didn't play it either.
No, doesn't matter. So are you okay if I snip it?
Yeah, snip it. That's fine. Okay. It made it to the top 5. It did a good job. Good job.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now we are business end. One of these has to go. The list is Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Dispatch, Hades 2, South of Midnight. I think I know which one's going, but I think someone else in the room needs to say it.
Hades 2,
I don't know now. I guess Hades 2. But like you had like that bit you described about the band in Hades 2 sounds really fucking unique.
I mean, that is a more sort of unique moment in the game.
It doesn't do that every boss fight.
It's solid otherwise, man. There's just nothing to complain about at all. It sounds great from the voice acting perspective. Soundtrack's fantastic. It's clanging, it's clashing, there's things exploding.
Yeah, that's what they do. And
I will have other chances to fight for Hades 2 because I genuinely believe of all the games this year, Hades 2... It's one of them games, you play it, you know it's made by people who have so much experience when it comes to playing games. Not making, though that is obviously also inherently true, but playing games. You know the people making this aren't just sitting in a room going, well, we could have this, and we could have... This is people who have played video games all their life and fucking love games the same way we do. And I think that comes across in every pore of this game, like from the audio to the visuals to the story to the writing to the how it feels. But I think it will have its day, and I think Lyle will be there with me on the pedestal talking about Hades 2, and I think Steve will be. I am okay conceding to South of Midnight based on what you guys
there
have
are
said.
areas of that game that are better than just its audio.
And I don't think South of Midnight's going to trouble many other lists. You know, I think that's what it did. It's better than many games was that audio mixing, the experience.
So, am I cutting? I am cutting Hades 2. Lyle, you're the other person who's played it.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
We'll see it later. It's fine.
It's not going away from all the lists. So where are we?
I mean, that's my top 3.
I mean,
I'd maybe swap South of Midnight actually, but I'd be comfortable with that.
I'd see for me, mine is based on familiarity. Dispatch will be going up for me. But then I don't think Dispatch is perfect from what you said earlier. I think the mix of it at times is a little bit ropey.
You mentioned this, and you're the only one of us who played on PlayStation, and I did not get the stuff you were talking about have you talked to Kieran about this at all? Because like
I don't know what this is about.
Okay, so explain what
when
you
you're having
me.
When you're having the battle scenes, a lot of the time, it lacks a bit of punch, a bit of oomph.
I think that
I was playing it with my lad.
Well, you had no QTEs on, didn't you? So
what? Sorry,
you had none of the QTEs on, did you? So
no, they were off.
they wouldn't be there distracting you from
Yeah,
any
so
sort of-
so when
maybe.
you're having that like that opening battle, we sort of turned around to each other and went, I mean, that was cool, but it just felt like it lacked something.
It's
and it was
got, like,
the
really
audio
weird
mix. There's not
ambient
enough
music
punch
that
and
I
bottom end
just
when
thought-
stuff's happening at times.
I say I love the music.
But the music is killer itself.
I don't. I would be happy. No, I've only played 6 hours or so, something of Claire Obscure, but I would probably put Claire Obscure above Dispatch for audio because the music, it had everything, whereas Dispatch did, but I just didn't think the audio was perhaps as strong as the voice acting was. But I put South of Midnight above both of them because it's the best.
So it sort of sounds like Dispatch's third.
Yeah, I'd almost say we could bring back Everhood 2 and...
Yeah, would you? Would you indeed?
Okay, yeah, third. Third would be
Yeah.
all right.
I feel like that's doing Dispatch a disservice, man, up from South of Midnight.
I mean, I agree with you, but it is a joint effort, so
Yeah.
I was
mean,
very happy
I-
with the list before I changed it. I know you can't see it, listeners or viewers, but
I just
yeah.
want Claire Obscure to win this one and all of them. But this one right now is
I mean, I'm happy to support Mick if I can count on him backing me up for a bit of
No,
movement.
now,
my God, he's doing it
come
again.
on.
it
Just day
depends. It
two.
depends. I'm no one's friend.
You can definitely make alliances like that. You're allowed to do that, but it's a bit early in the week, isn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe. And keep your friends close, enemies closer. You know.
I mean,
No, but I think like that how the list looks now. So Dispatch, South of Midnight, Claire Obscure. That's how I would put it personally. I can see why people would argue Dispatch over South of Midnight. I can see why you'd argue any of it except Lyle, who lost Everhood, and at this point doesn't give a shit. We put it in.
I mean, it's a good looking top three regardless, isn't it? Let's face it.
yeah.
Is it a good sounding
It's a
one? though?
rounding top 3, yeah.
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 Fair point.
So is that it? Are we locking it? Is it just sort of we've just agreed sort of by hook or by crook? Then it's
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
okay.
Shake on it.
I'll read it out.
Yeah,
Best spec-
okay, whatever.
Okay. Best audio spectacle in third place, Dispatch. In second place, no, it's fine. We've agreed. Second place, South of Midnight, and the winner of best audio is Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which leads us on to a. God, I've just seen how many best.
There's so many.
Barely any, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Best visual spectacle. A top 3 from. Date Everything, Keeper, Hollow Knight Silksong, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Absalom, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Hades 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, Luminez Arise, The First Berserker Kazan, Death Stranding 2, Eric's Home, The Stolen Dream, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Ninja Gaiden 4, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Donkey Kong Bonanza, South of Midnight, Octopath Traveler 0, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, that's one game by the way, Split Fiction, Ghost of Yotai, Mario Kart World, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Kirby Air Riders, Clover Pit, and Blue Prince. That's in for those keeping count, that's 27 games that we need to funnel into a
madness,
3.
Can we all agree for like the first 20 minutes to fight way too hard for every game and not cut anything and just see how upset Adam gets?
Yeah, sure. Like, look,
Where do you start, man?
there's
I've got
some.
that.
Yeah, go, you Kieran, go.
It's one of mine.
Pick 5.
It's one of mine. It's Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Oh,
It's a
no, I really want
nice-
to keep that.
Lyle, someone stop him.
You know, Lyle.
I was going to suggest that actually, just because it's
It's a really nice looking game, and there's a
yeah.
lot of detail. You can get, you can zoom right down to like, get right up close with the dinosaurs, and everything looks really
Right
nice.
up the anus.
Right up the dinosaur anus. You can look around in first person. It looks great. But
Their balls
it's,
don't shrink in the cold.
Yeah,
There's
so-
no,
So
no
we're,
red
Oh,
blood.
God.
we're locking this in the top 3 then, yeah,
I'd
for the
forgotten
anus.
all about the Red Dead Redemption horse balls thing from the past. Yeah, sorry. Dinosaur ball. Jurassic World Evolution.
Jurassic
3
anus.
Yeah, that's a cut.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, 4 more,
Imagine
Kieran.
game,
Go on.
that's
You're on
not
hot.
gonna be
You're on a streak. 4 more. Go on. You can do it.
Oh, I'll cut someone else's then this time.
Well,
I was going
Actually,
to
wait, no.
one.
I've got. What about South of Midnight? After it just did so well in the last category.
Yeah, visual wise,
Oh, that's only fair.
it's got a nice art style.
Yeah, really nice.
but it doesn't. It's kind of fucking. Some of the characters look a bit weird and like.
Yeah, I think
My
that's the
game
art
ran-
style you just mentioned that was really nice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, no, like the environments and all that sort of stuff were cool and it had some nice visual flair, but the character models were a bit weird on some of the characters. And
kind of
It's
like
the
and
people,
my
isn't it,
game,
rather than like the weird.
my game
creatures
ran
and
like
things.
arse as well, like for quite a while of it.
Oh, really?
So like, yeah,
No, that
frame
was-
rate was struggling.
Is it on
No, no,
PC?
No, I wonder if you did you because you could turn that. What was the mode? The claymation style stop motion.
Yeah, you could turn that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
like a little
that's not
white
that. You're not
30
talking about
FPS
that.
game,
Okay. Oh well, fine. Cut it then. Fine. If it gets us down to 25, fine. Go. Bye bye. South of
How,
Midnight.
how did South of Midnight get so far up in there and then instantly fucked off here? That's madness to me.
I don't know what's going on right now. I mean, at the
Two
moment,
different categories, Steve.
Yeah.
I know.
Another category.
Fucking hell,
It was
man.
better,
It's
better suited
like,
another one.
Dispatched.
oh god, don't
What?
start bringing dad jokes.
Sorry.
Hang on, Dispatch isn't on this list.
It's not on the list, no. I like the visuals of Dispatch way more than the audio. Get it on here. Right, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
Start
please
adding
do.
in now.
Don't make me type at this point.
There we
Go.
Hang on, Kieran's got 3 more to go. I challenged him with 5. He's done 2.
Have I? Okay.
No
Split fictions.
Yeah.
Nice, but is it that
Short
best
cut.
spectacle?
Fair enough. Next. No, it's
no,
it's,
I think that's. I'd like to talk about it a little bit first, please. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. But he is right.
I
though,
think-
that-
I mean, I do think it's another one that I do think he's right on, and I think it's another way in which, God, I can't remember the last game that they made now.
It Takes Two.
It's because I'm
It
ill,
takes
right?
two.
Take two.
It Takes Two, yeah, thank you. I think that It Takes Two had more sort of varied and fun visuals than Split Fiction, but I think one of the things that Split Fiction does really well visually is that, like, because it's supposed to be a game about, like, stories, but really it's a game about random Michael Bay movie sequences that these people have written, and it doesn't really make any sense. But because of that, they are all quite bombastic and exciting, and that comes across in the visuals too. But it would never make a top 3 for this at all. Like, it doesn't make sense. So
I do want to just quickly mention, Kieran, you can back me up on this. We didn't talk about it in like terms of best re-release. It was technically a re-release on Switch 2, and we were both kind of blown away by the Switch 2 performance. It's still not making the list, but it's
Runs really well.
Yeah, it runs really well and looks every bit the blockbuster that Lyle mentioned. But yeah, bye-bye. 2 more, Kieran. This is unprecedented. Can you do it? Can you do 5 complete agreeances?
First one, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Very nice looking game,
Man, that's a tough one.
but there's
it's a
another
very,
game on the list
very
that does
nice
it better,
looking
I think.
game, man.
Yeah, there is a game on the list that I think does it better.
quite a similar game.
Yes, very, very similar in some
We can't
ways.
have both of them in a top 3.
Exactly.
I think
one of them's going to get further.
Yeah, I think the other one that Kieran's talking about as well is just, oh, Jesus Christ!
I do want to look.
Yeah.
Yes, fine.
I'm still yet to play it, man. So I need to see how that is.
I think we can agree. This can be number 4. We can all agree. I do just want to mention, yes, Ghost of Yotai is a very similar style of game, but Assassin's Creed Shadows does a lot more built-up areas. So Yotai, every part of which I've played, a lot of it is very small encampment style things, whereas Shadows will do very large. I don't know if it's an era / time period thing. I don't know, but Shadows is a fucking beautiful looking game. Like when you go to your hideout and it will change seasons, and the cherry blossom trees sort of thing. Like it ain't making a top 3. I know
it is one of the best looking games this year, though, isn't it?
absolutely-
It genuinely
feels-
is.
I think I need to hang in for a little while. Yeah,
I feel it's being cut
It
very
seems weird
early.
to cut it now.
Yeah, I don't think it will make a top 3, but I do
Ahead
think
of
we're cutting it
A few
very
games on
early.
here.
So
That's a good
Great
effort,
Switch port
Kieran.
as well.
yeah, great Switch port. I mean, look, ultimately you've done 3. If you can, I think 4 would be pretty good if you could do out of your 5 picks. Can you get a 4? It's a big list.
Yes. Can this last one's going to be spicy. Claire Obscure.
Fucking
No.
Nora. No,
Don't
absolutely
take
not.
the piss.
And
No way is
there's
that
only one-
coming off of best visuals list, Kieran.
Man,
there is
Sunrise.
a reason for it. I'm not just saying it for no reason.
Because you played it with your eyes shut.
Are you one of these
No,
that was
but
annoyed
I
that you
don't know what
couldn't
it
have
was about
sex
the
with the
visuals.
youngsters in it or something? Is that what it was? Oh, well, why do they make him sexy? If that, were you the Redditor that started that whole thing?
No. I don't know what it was about the graphics on that game. It's something to do with the visuals. The art style is very soft, isn't it? It's got that sort of soft.
It's painterly.
Nice.
It's
Painterly,
deliberate.
I would say.
I don't know what it was about it, but I found it uncomfortable to look at for long periods of time. I found it difficult to play, and that's one of the reasons that put me off it.
I know where you're coming from because I was playing it on Steam Deck and I've had the same issues with that. Where I'm just like, yeah, it's all right, but
You
just
don't
listen
think
to
that
I'd
it.
have
might be
played it
because
on a tiny little
yeah,
screen.
maybe.
Yeah, that didn't help for sure.
No,
That game had genuinely some of the most
Mick, don't buy into it.
incredible visuals.
Don't let it.
I'm not. That's not. That ain't coming off.
You're
That's
falling
not
for it.
coming
You're
off.
falling for it.
Tiny screens.
Tiny screen.
It might get
look,
to number 5 like Everhood 2 did.
Yeah,
you know?
might do. That'd be good going.
I could suggest one up there.
I reckon I got 5, but go on, Steve. You go next. Go for it.
I'm going to say Clover Pit.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
So it's a gambling game, a gambling roguelike is the way it is, and it has a semi PS1 aesthetic about it. Now, it's fair to say I don't like the PS1 aesthetic at all, and I'm not going to rag on about it because Adam knows exactly how I feel and we'll just fall out. But this is one of the few games where I've actually managed to tolerate it for about 12 to 15
Top 3,
hours
come
so
on.
far. It's I
Why
don't
is it
know.
on the list then?
It looks fairly
put it
unique
on.
to the style of game
Oh.
that it is, but those textures look fucking rough still.
See,
But it's got a certain livability about it.
Yeah, like I think there's a grunginess and a miserableness to Clover Pit that I think
That suits
the
thematically,
visuals-
doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the visuals are a big part of that. I don't think it's making it to the top 3 either, so I'm okay with this. But I think it's this. I do love its aesthetic a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I've given it so many hours over anything else, I usually get about 15 fucking seconds, so, you know.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, did you say it has a certain nobility about it? That you did say that just then, right?
No?
Okay, I thought that's what you
Unless
said.
it was
I
me,
misheard
but
you.
I-
I really,
They said it's grunginess.
Grunginess, yeah.
I thought you
Not-
said it's
not
got a
nobility.
certain nobility about it. And I was very like, wow. Listen,
I
let's,
love that.
let's get serious. Let's cut some fucking games here, right? I'm going to just say some names of some video games, okay? And you stop me if you think that these should stay on the list. Right, I'm going down it right now. I'm cutting, personally speaking, I'm cutting Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm cutting Luminaires Arise. I'm cutting The First Berserker. I'm cutting Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm cutting Mario Kart World. I'm cutting Blueprints as much as I love it. I'm there. Have that.
I have no
6.
arguments on any of those.
I would fight
Same.
against Lumines for that, man.
For a top 3?
Oh,
I fight a bit.
Well, just to be chopped out so willy-nilly feels a bit fucking
There's
harsh.
24 video games on this list. Even if we cut all 6 of them, there's still loads. Like fucking
Well,
obscene amount. I'd cut. Do you know what? Sorry, no, another
Cut
one.
the ones that weren't
go through them
Lumines.
one by one again.
Yeah, go back through
Right.
one by one because I'm trying to figure
I will.
out which
I
ones
will.
we could
I'm going to
swap
add one.
in.
I'm going to add one to the list. I would cut Call of Duty. I would cut Monster Hunter Wilds. I would cut Lumines. I would cut The First Berserker, Ninja Gaiden 4, Mario Kart World, and Blueprints. How's that? How do you like them apples? That's what the cool kids say, I believe.
So what was the first one? Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Again, beautiful, but it's always.
Yeah.
It looks like Call of Duty looked last year and the year before.
And it is amazing. Like if you take the time to actually look at the detail, like if you go into like the gunsmith and just spend any time looking at things like the weapon detail, it is insane and looks amazing. But then they've done that 4 times in a row now.
Yeah,
And it's,
and it's
becoming
for
a
people.
bar,
That,
hasn't it? So
yeah, it's for people. The Americans are the wank over guns. That's what it's for. It's,
looking up serial numbers and shit on the side.
yeah, you know that's inaccurate. Fuck off. It's a gun in a video game.
I don't know. I would agree with all those bar Luminaires, man, at the moment. I
But that's still
Luminaires-
5, Ad. If you
Yeah,
top
let's go
those
through.
5,
I'm still a bit upset about Mario Kart World being on there as well, because I think that was a very good visual spectacle for like the launch of the console. I liked that. I'd say that Mario Kart World did a lot that was not particularly like top tier amazing, as we've sort of mentioned a few times already. But I wouldn't say that visuals were one of them.
But Lyle, did you notice
But
I left another kart racer on there?
At least 5 games on this list that are better.
You did, yeah, okay.
Like, what about? Would you say it looks better than Mario Kart 8?
Yeah.
See, I'm still not convinced. I think Mario Kart 8 has more character about it than World does.
If you cut those 5 and leave, if you cut 4 and leave for now Lumines and Mario Kart World, I can suggest 2 more cuts to trim it down a bit, which I don't think anyone will fight.
And just to check, you heard me say Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah?
I think so, but also I think Wilds does. I did, yeah. And because it, like the open worldy stuff and like the environment effects are better.
Oh God, yeah.
But I don't think it's anything that World wasn't doing, and I kind of think in some aspects the world in Monster Hunter World was better looking, was a better visual spectacle overall, because the monsters aren't a spectacle to me anymore, because it's it's the same moveset, same like even when they add new ones, it's like it's cool, but I don't think it was one of the best. And it is I gave it a 10. I thought it's a fantastic game, but I don't think it's one of the top 3 best looking visual spectacles.
There's moments when it looks unbelievable, like when you're out in like a lightning storm, and all your own effects are going off, and there's lightning striking around you, let alone the monster blasting stuff out. It looks unbelievable in those moments.
The downside of that was some people had some fucking horrendous performance issues on console, and because of those effects, and it looks good, but if it's at the detriment of just the game being able to run when you need Twitch reactions to what the monster's doing,
you need readability in what's happening, and
I think there's going a little bit too far on it. And I mean if I had to pick 10 games on this list for my list, it would be on one, but I don't think it lasts to the top 3.
Fair.
And there's fucking 24 games on there I'll cut before Claire Obscure. So
what were the
what next then?
Yeah.
What else did you suggest, Adam? Have you cut those? So
I cut the ones.
I think.
Yeah, I cut the ones you said, but not Mario Kart and not Lumines, because
my list just hasn't updated then. Okay. There we go. Now it's updated. There we go. So I would cut. I would offer. Sorry, because I think I put it on the list. Eric's Home, The Stolen Dream, which is fucking gorgeous. Like, it's stunning.
Really nice.
The cutscenes are incredibly good. Like, they're Call of Duty level, lip syncing and mocapping. It's fucking spectacular. And the details in the environment are wonderful. Like, there's so many little details and stuff. But I kind of think, and I think I said it in the review, some of the details are kind of just, I don't want to say wasted, but they're kind of wasted, because you've got this, like, you get this aerial view of the city that you're often creeping through. But what you're actually dealing with is like a tiny portion in the corner of it. So you've got this amazing looking world, but you don't really get to go to it or interact with it in any way. Like, a lot of it is just very pretty window dressing. It reminded me of almost like the Order 1886 at times, where it's just fucking stunning, but you could have, I would have liked more than a 6-hour game, maybe, and less, put less money into the visuals and give me a bit more game. And I think I added it to the list. So I think, no one will argue if I say to cut it off.
Okay.
Can I ask about one that's obviously Lyle's?
Sure, go for it. Why not? I was going to offer a couple, so we'll see if this is one of them.
I doubt it, but I don't know who else. Maybe Adam will surprise me, and he's played it and he thinks it's one of the best looking games of the year as well. But Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake.
Yeah, okay, so there are 2 HD 2D games on this list, And I would quite happily offer both of them up, to be fair. I do think what Dragon Quest 1 and 2 does is, like, I think of the two, it is the better of these HD 2D games in that, like, I just think that what they do with, like, that actual style in terms of, like, the lighting and other stuff like that, I think it is really impressive. Whereas I think Octopath Traveler is the worst looking Octopath game by quite a bit, so it wouldn't be on a list for me. But yeah, I think both of them, like, they're not the best examples of that style, but I also think that both of them look very nice, so they deserve to be on the list. But yeah, they're not top 10.
Yeah, no, I agree.
This is easy.
Yeah.
We're nearly done. It's fine.
Yeah, practically done now, right?
Lara, did you say you had some more that you were offering up, or just those two?
I had one other that I'll do, yeah. Because why not? I'm going to say Date Everything, which if we had a category that was best character designs, which is pretty much the visual aspect that
I was going to ask about that, because some of those are fucking so cool.
Just so, like,
really cool game.
Yeah, they've just managed to make so many random objects have such character in their voice acting as well as their visual design and their outfits that I just think it's really, really impressive. It's really cool, and when there's such a massive number of them, it's wild that they were able to do that. I mean, it's
surprised
probably
that wasn't mentioned in audio, to be honest, because it's got such a cast. Like, it does
have a really good cast. Yeah,
I know most of them are cameos, but like any voice actor that's worked in like the last 20 years is kind of in that game somewhere.
No, I think that's fair. I think I only didn't add it because I basically figured that if one was winning for voice acting alone, it was going to be Dispatch.
Good shout.
Okay.
So yeah, but like, I think for both elements of spectacle, Date Everything is really good, and it's a fucking great game. So yeah, nice for it to get a shout.
And it's the only one with a sexy toaster, isn't it? So that feels like a sad loss.
Exactly. Like, I mean, we had to keep it around for a while.
All sorts. Yeah.
All the sexy inanimate objects.
It's got a sexy ceiling, I think, if I recall. One of them was.
Any object you can think of, it had a sexy one of them.
Okay, so I'll cut that. I'm going to say I think I'm the only one who's played Keeper.
I played a little bit.
I was going to ask because I don't know what that is either. I presumed it was an indie.
No, it's Double Fine.
It's
when a studio gets like they have a passion project a little bit within the studio. This is one of them, and it's a fine game. I enjoyed what I played of it. I didn't finish it, and it is pretty looking. I don't have an awful lot more to say about it other than I just don't think it's making
games. So Double Fine.
No, they don't. But it's not that kind of Psychonaut style. It's adjacent, I guess, to that colourful vibrancy. But I don't have an awful lot more to say about it other than I don't think it makes a list, unless Kieran, you really strongly think it does. Because yeah, no. Okay.
I played about 10 minutes, to be honest.
I did some cool things with lighting, given it's about a lighthouse.
It does. But like I said, I think it's a decent game. It's not what I want from the studio. I would like a new site.
It's a game I haven't played. That's fair. It's a game I haven't played and thought looked visually nice, but since I haven't played it, I can't really say much.
Yeah.
Absalom.
Yeah. Well, if you're not going to keep Absalom, I can't.
What's that again?
What's Absalom?
It's like a side-scrolling. It's Streets of Rage times Hades in a lot of ways. Like, it's got that side. It's like that sort of roguelike progression, like Hades has got, where the story like progresses because you die often, but then it's like the beat 'em up aspect is a lot of like Towerborn or like Streets of Rage, Golden Axe. That really, really good game, and it is really pretty. Like, it's really nice looking, but it's also quite basic in like the backgrounds are thematic but not particularly detailed. It's very cartoony.
This is like flat vector art, isn't it, rather than like pixel based? Yeah.
So I would cut it because I think I probably put it on the list anyway.
Okay.
Getting close to 10 now. It's 13, so we can trim 3 more off this.
Chat?
Is that a Lyle game? Because I haven't actually played that yet.
I played a brief demo, but not seen a lot of it.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to play it. And
which game was that? Sorry,
Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Oh, Shinobi's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really, really lovely.
Like,
in
if
motion, especially.
if we're cutting games of that style, the strongest two on this list for me are Hades 2 and Shinobi. Like, I think Hollow Knight Silksong can go now. Like, I know that's going to be like make people upset. I don't think it's.
It's a pretty game, man, but we've
It's of a
seen a
style.
lot of that before from Hollow Knight, and it just builds on what's been there previously. And animation,
It's more of a unique. I
background
think it's more
lighting's
of a
lovely,
unique
but-
art style, isn't it, than visual spectacle? I think.
Yeah.
Like, you can't deny that it's a good-looking game and it's got a very unique presence. But I don't think it's something that you would say this is spectacular looking. Like, even if it's smooth and fluid and it's got all that stuff, ticks those boxes. But I haven't played it. I've only seen it, and I've seen a lot of it, but I haven't physically played it, so I don't know how that meshes with what you're doing and what have you.
I don't think it does enough.
Like a Hades 2, you know, like
at the minute, you know.
yeah, like a Hades or Hades 2 has such visual feedback all the time that, like, you know, like it. I don't know if Hollow Knight or Silksong has that level of visual feedback all the time. Like,
The easy answer is there's stuff that's certainly going to stand out above it on that list still. So it's got to be a cut.
That's fair. I'm gonna say a spicy one. It's time. We're down to 12. I think it's time for a spicy call out. I'm gonna say I think it's time to cut Donkey Kong Bonanza.
yeah, I haven't played it nor shall, so I'll leave this
same.
deliberation to you lot.
I've spent a lot of time with it. I don't know what it is about it graphically. I don't have the same love that I would have for, say, a Mario game. And it is great. You know, it does a lot of cool things with the fact you can smash through the world and it's still running really well. It works well for that. It doesn't even suffer that much for sort of the camera issues within that. You know, you're not suddenly going, oh, it's pretty, I've smashed to pieces, but I can't move the camera around now to see what I'm doing. It works that stuff really well. But I don't know, I just don't feel that burning love for it that I do other classic Nintendo 3D platformers, man. And compared to the other ones there, all right, it's bright, it's, you know, brash, it's beautiful, but
yeah, I almost feel like I should be fighting for it more. But yeah, I think it's. I mean, there's a lot to love about that game. There's a lot I love about that game, but in visuals, it's not where I would necessarily fight for it the strongest. You know,
there's a very cool visual toward the end of the game without dropping any spoilers. That is cool because of the visual to a given degree, but it's about the moment. Not just that. It's not enough to hang its hat on, essentially.
Feels wrong.
Get it gone. It feels wrong doing that.
It does. It feels really wrong. I don't think Mario Kart is on this list, and I don't think Kirby is, and I don't think Metal Gear Solid is.
I was going to say leading into those.
I've said it. There you go. That's it. I'm not going to champion any more cuts. I'm going to say the last for me: Mario Kart, Metal Gear, Kirby. I don't think they're making this top three. It's too strong.
I've not seen enough of Metal Gear, man. I've only seen the odd little bit, and it's one of those ones that I'm going to get to at some point. But I think Kieran's put a fair bit of time into this, and so he's probably best suited to talk it up.
I think just what it is it's the spectacle of seeing some of those, you know, really iconic cutscenes from the original game all tied up in new visuals. You know, like seeing Ocelot doing his stupid hand motions, and when he does his Ocelot cry, and or the big one, the one that stuck out for me was when Eva rides off on a motorbike and she just sort of does like a random backflip off of Ocelot, and then rides off into and it just looks really good with the new visual style. And I don't think it's not going to make the top three, but
is it fair to say it's got the best looking ladder this year?
Yeah, best looking, and to be honest, probably should have been in best audio for that actually, because the ladder sounds fantastic too.
Should we re-record it?
No,
we could do.
We got 10. We're down to 10.
Didn't you say you're going to drop Kirby out of there as well?
I don't think Nintendo's got a best visual this year.
Not that I've got anything against Kirby, but you know.
You hate that little bastard. Yeah.
Look that pink.
I think Kirby Air Riders, I think the thing that stood out most to me visually in it is just that the tracks are so ridiculously different, and that just means that every single one of them has such a different vibe, has such a different environment, that variety just keeps it like all the more impressive from that visual spectacle sort of level. I think it's a really, really, I mean, I would have put it above Mario Kart. I think both of them are like pretty high up for me, so I was trying to keep them both around. I don't think either of them are going to fight in the top 3 with the rest of you.
It still feels weird saying that about a Mario Kart, even for me, man. Like, even though I was arguing a little bit against it earlier, but
here's a question. Here's a question for Lyle.
Okay.
Let's say, how to word this without giving anything away. If you could only keep one of Kirby, Mario Kart, and Shinobi, which would you keep? Because
I'm not 100% certain.
I think I'd go Shinobi if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think it's very close between Shinobi and Kirby, but yeah, it's maybe.
So that implies
like
Mario Kart's gone then, yeah?
I think Mario Kart is. I mean, I think Mario Kart's gone almost no matter what, because I think with what Steve said about it, like him not thinking it looked any better than Mario Kart 8, I just think it's not fair.
Just lacks some of the character for me compared to 8.
And that's fair.
But maybe that's, hundreds of hours spent with 8 burns that into you, maybe. I don't know. But
for sure.
Sounds like it's gone.
I think Mario Kart's gone, yeah.
Poor Nintendo this year, man.
They'll do all right at some point, probably.
Like, not for nothing, but you could make the argument Nintendo's first year of the Switch 2 has been good, but quite safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, but you could make that argument, I think.
Also, you could argue that maybe Metroid Prime 4 should belong on both of these lists, and we haven't played it, so we don't know yet.
No.
True.
I don't know what you mean.
We don't know.
Death Stranding 2.
I think that's got to be on the list. Best spectacle.
That's a pretty ass game, man.
Yeah, like the landscapes. That game does landscapes better than any other game.
I said before, there's one of the opening moments when it's doing like a flyby across the desert, and there's various bits, and I couldn't tell if that was just video or CGI. And genuinely, I was like, "Is that which one is that there?" It looks amazing from like natural landscapes.
Yeah, like all the different weather effects, and when you're in the mountains and the snows, in the middle of the snowstorm or an avalanche or whatever, it just looks amazing. Plus all the character models and stuff as well.
I was going to say, that's when you take into account all the craziness that you get to see in the cutscenes are just phenomenal, to be fair.
So hang on, we maybe need to go back a little bit to some of these games we've talked about cutting and haven't. Like I'm thinking Lumines, I'm thinking Shadows, and I'm thinking Kirby Air Riders. We've talked about those 3 as potential cuts, and they are still here, but we have 6 games that need to go. So
I think Shadows has gone as far as it's going to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think so too. I think in terms of like big budget, ridiculously pretty games on that list, I think there are 2 that would already be above that one.
And obviously, like it's Assassin's Creed. They do landscapes here. They're almost peerless. Like they do, but they're very. I don't think there's an awful lot of like you compare it to something like obviously on this list goes to Yote. There's such a different style of the way they present like just landscape, and like the bits of Yote when like you climb Mount Yote, and it's like that's just like fucking breathtaking. And then Assassin's Creed has got those moments when you do a leap of faith, when you climb up the the lookout points and you get the lay of the land. They're always really good, but they're always also very real worldy, which I know is some would argue for that. But it's in a video game, like it is very real worldy. Like I'm looking at a stream, whereas you look at something like Yote and it throws color at you and just again it's your storytelling in a way that I don't think it does better.
I've not played Yote yet. It's one I really want to get around to over Christmas, and that's my plan over the festive break. But I always think, even going back to Tsushima, it feels a bit sparse at times compared to, say, like you said, the reality of Shadows, man. And I like that about it. I like the denseness of it and that feeling of reality, like you say.
Yeah, I do as well.
Or you don't. And I feel that sometimes ghost of games just feel a little bit more empty for it.
They do. I think they do that deliberately because it looks more like you're looking at a painting or a representation of a landscape rather than just there's a forest. Like a lot of the time, you know, you've got like a vista that is broken by just one big orange tree, and it's like I'm going to that tree no matter what because there's something at that tree, and that's what Yote does really well with its landscapes, with its storytelling.
Are we? So is Yote a lock then, or is Yote also a cut? Because there's only 3 games can make this list of 3.
It'd be a lock for me.
I think Expedition 33 beats Yote in visuals.
I agree, but hang on. Right?
Well, how about I argued for Lumines earlier? The more I think about it, it is a fantastic looking game. It's easily absorbed into it, but it's also not doing that much different from Tetris did a few years ago.
It's very Tetris Effect, yeah.
It is very much alike with that, and they are both great looking games, and they're the kind of things that if you're a passive observer, you probably take in more than what I would do while I'm playing it, because I'm so focused on the act of that gameplay that you do notice what's going on, but it's a spectacle more so for those around you. And you know, I'm glad it's got this far, to be fair, but is it going to make a top 3?
No, it's not. And I think the same is very true of Kirby.
I think Kirby has made it as far as it will in this ridiculously hotly contested category. And I do think, after thinking more about it, Shinobi is above it for me, as you asked earlier. So, yeah.
You've got to lose 50% of these still, man.
This one's going to come down to a vote at some point.
Yeah, I think
it might come down to a few.
Well, let me ask you a question, right? Oh, fuck it! I've got to put my host hat on and ask this question. Oh, I hate what the words that are about to come out of my mouth. I hate them. Is this game a lock for anyone in a top 3 of these 6? And the name of that game is Dispatch.
It would be for me.
Yeah, I think it would be for me.
Yeah.
It wants to be somewhere in that top 3.
Okay, that's fine. I needed to know.
The level of like fluidity of that animation, it is basically, especially how I played it compared to you guys, I killed off as much gameplay as was humanly possible, and it basically turned into a TV show.
Yeah, but that's what doesn't win for me, because it was a TV show. Like and it was a TV show. It really was. Like there's teeny elements of gameplay in it, and apart from like the stuff with obviously when you're doing dispatching, which is the actual game, the rest of it was just watching cutscenes. And while they're stunning, they're really well made cutscenes, it did have a few elements of stutter. I didn't have anything very much like.
I didn't have anything.
Well, even if you take that away, it still was to me like it was just like watching a TV show. And while that's good, I don't know if it was visually like there was visual spectacle in it, like the finale in particular. Like I call back to, and like the first fight in episode 1. But beyond that, beyond those 2 bits, which are really good moments throughout the story, the other visuals were just visuals of people doing normal things a lot of the time. And I don't think if you compare, if we're talking visual spectacle and I think you're maybe
getting hung up on the terminology. I mean, this is basically best visuals, isn't it? Like
either way then, even versus best visuals, I mean, I still think Expedition 33, Yote, Death Stranding, in terms of visuals, I think they're better. I think they're stronger.
So I
have a overall.
Because I'm going to have to vote tactically, because I think my top 3. I think there's like one of them in everyone else's lists collectively, so I've got to be a bit tactical about this.
I don't mind voting, because if we could cut one more.
Well, we have to cut 3 more, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean, though. And then we voted from 5 down to 3. But I don't know which one to cut. I mean, I would cut one, obviously. Which
I know what game's getting cut.
That's not.
I know what game's getting cut from that 5. And I don't think me and Lyle are going to like it very much. But I also think we're the only ones who've played it.
It's not looking good, is it?
No, I know which game.
It's a shame, because the reason it's a shame for me if Shinobi is what gets cut next, because, it's because it's gonna be, is that I think it looks well better than Hades 2. Sorry, Hades 2. I think it does what Hades 2 does, but nicer.
I don't agree there.
I just think it's quite. I think it has that painterly quality, but in a 2D action game. But if we're using the term painterly, like it looks like any paused screenshot of that game looks like something that you could have on your wall as a beautiful piece of artwork of just like, you know, your cool ninja art for your cool ninja room that we all have.
See, I wouldn't put Hades 2 in the top 3 either.
Oh, great.
I would agree with you, Mick. I wouldn't have put Hades in there for it.
I wouldn't, because it looks like it's Hades 1 again. It really is. It really is Hades 1 again in almost every way visually. If you play Hades 1 for half an hour and switch to Hades 2, you ain't going to tell the difference. It doesn't do anything new. It's very, very, very good looking.
This turned out not how Adam expected, and somehow worse than Adam expected. Look at him; he's a broken man.
you literally, the 2 games that you are all now discussing cutting are in my top 3. Shinobi and Hades 2, I would have ahead of Death Stranding. I would have. I can't even speak. I feel sick. I would have ahead of Ghost of Yotai. Like I think they do so much with the art style in both those games that they're like. That's why I play games.
That is too good.
But what you just said about Hades 2, I could say the same thing about Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah, but I think Ghost of Yotai adds a lot more to it. I mean,
I would hope so. It's on a new generation of consoles. I mean, it's their flagship console that they're using this game to promote. I would hope so. Hades 2 is on Switch 2 and PC. Like I think Hades 2 is.
Yeah, but it still just looks the same as it does.
So does Yotai.
It suffers to a given degree the same way that Hollow Knight does. It's built upon the first one, and it does look fucking great, but it is still kind of much of a muchness.
I think they do so much more with the visuals. Like I mentioned, the sister fight earlier. I don't really want to spoil the end of Hades 2, but some of the fights you have in the latter. Lyle, have you finished fully finished Hades 2 runs, like upstairs and downstairs? If I say that way.
No, I have not fully.
Okay, so I would have to spoil it for you. I would have to spoil it. I don't want to do that. But like some of the boss battles and shit you go through in that, let's just say upstairs section of that. I mean, I can't.
Look, there's 6 really, really pretty games here, and I don't want to argue about it, if you know what I mean. Like, I would happily vote and we cut things, because I think the 5 of us have got 3 different top 3s. From this list.
I feel uncomfortable cutting Hades 2 because it looks like Hades 1 while keeping Ghost of Yotai. If you know what I mean, that's the only thing I'll say.
I still think, in objectively, from my point of view, Yotai is a better looking game for what it is and what it does.
But that's just, I mean, that's you go for more that style of visual, whereas I go more for the
Because I'll tell you another thing as well. I've played about, I don't know, half a dozen Hades likes. And one of the things that they always nail is the look of it. Like, it's not unique enough, but
the fact you're calling them Hades likes, that they're literally cribbing off the original, aren't they?
And that's my point. But the point I'm making is that I could play 3 of them in a row, and it wouldn't make much difference which one was Hades and which one was Realm of Ink or Sworn. They look the same as Hades, and they do. They look the same. They have the same particle effects, they have the same animations, and like I said, I don't think Hades is bad looking. I just think that we have I think
it's different tastes, man. Like you prefer the sort of style of Yotai, and exactly. I think Hades 2 would probably be my number 1, if I'm honest with you. I think that game is, I've said it before, I think it's flawless in so many ways. Like, it's as close to when I finished it properly, like when I saw. But again, I'm really trying to skirt around spoilers because it does matter to people. But when you properly finish the game, shall we say, that's a weird way of saying it. Of course, when you finish the game, but when you properly finish it, like, I genuinely sat there and I was like, I think that is going into the pantheon of games I would consider basically perfect. Like, I don't know what I would change about it, and that includes the visuals. I think are astonishing, and Supergiant has a fucking amazing art team. Every game they make looks amazing, and I really think, I don't think it looks the same as Hades 2. I think it has the same aesthetic as Hades 1, because in the same way that Yotai has the same aesthetic as Tsushima.
Weird,
but I don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. It would be weird if suddenly you were playing this, like, I don't know, ultra realistic looking Hades 2. Like what happened to that art style we love? I think it differs, and like they progress every element of that game, and I think it's a superior game in every way. But that's my opinion.
Could we not make
doesn't
it
make
fair
a list,
then?
Well, no, because
And
if I'm
cut
the only
Hades
one
2
who wants
and Clair
it,
Obscur.
no, that would not be fair. That would be literally just punishing me for liking video games. Because Hades and Clair Obscur
and
would be
me.
my number ones. Like
Yeah.
they
I
would be
I
my
think
joint
Steve's
number
on something
ones.
there.
Yeah, I
Clair
think you might
Obscur
say.
is my number one.
Yeah,
because
that's my
it's-
joint. I would have to struggle. I would struggle between Hades 2
just
and
for
Clair
the-
Obscur.
Just for the world design, the visual design.
I mean, just for the overworld map, quite frankly.
Just
Right,
for the
let's-
opening
let's-
scene with the fucking giant paintress and the Gomars.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 20 minutes of that game, I was just I was staggered.
But look,
Staggered.
let's pull back a little bit. If I'm the only person here who's like really fighting for Hades 2, then the realistic nature here is it has to be cut. And I think Shinobi is also on that as well, because it's just me and Lyle, and there's 5 of us. So
Yeah, I think it'd be a struggle. Yeah.
I'm not convincing anyone with Hades 2, and I can't bring that same passion for Shinobi as well, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
it's like,
exactly. Whereas I would have, a similar passion for Shinobi as you do for Hades 2. But again, if I'm going to be one person in that regard, then I don't think either of them make sense. No.
I mean, Shinobi would be in my top 3. Again, to be clear, that would be like, yeah, my number 3, but only by hook of the fact that Hades and Clair Obscur would be like my joint 1. But I don't think Hades or Shinobi are going any further. So
No, I think that's fair. I think
I really thought,
and then we're down to 4. Then we've got to cut 1.
I really thought Steve would be with me on Hades. Like, that's blown me away. That's my first shock of the.
It's
First of many, probably. Don't worry.
Of what's left, then, I would probably chop Death Stranding 2 out because it's the one I've A, played the least, and B, doesn't have Invisigal in it,
I mean, that is a strong argument.
which is arguably the best visual of the year in many key scenes.
Best moments coming up, don't worry.
Are you taking Invisigal over Malevola?
Yeah.
That surprises me, mate.
Yeah. I kind of just want Malevola to beat me up.
Isn't it?
That, however, doesn't surprise me.
Before we go further down this path, which I think, responsibility-wise, I should stop now. Isn't this just a simple case of we vote which one we want to cut and see where we lie? Because there's 4 left and one's got to go. So, like,
I think so. Yeah.
well, I'll
Been a while
start.
since we did a vote.
Yeah, we haven't voted on this day, so my vote is for Death Stranding. Steve, what's your vote?
I'm going to go for Yote only because I haven't put any time in with it yet, and I feel more strongly about Death Stranding too.
Okay. Mick, what's your vote for?
I'll cut Death Stranding 2.
Okie dokie. Lyle?
Yeah, I think I'd put Death Stranding 2, rendering the next vote sort of pointless.
Well,
So-
I did. Yeah, I
tried,
should have said Kieran. What would
tried,
you?
man.
What would you have cut of the 4?
Well, because I know
Totally
Clair Obscur is
hated
not going
Claire.
anywhere. I probably would have gone for Dispatch.
Okay. It does sound like it's Death Stranding, though, doesn't it?
I think so.
I mean, that says a fucking lot about the year, man, when you were cutting that out of a top 3, because that is a fantastic looking game, man.
Yeah.
And the production level of it is insane.
I mean, to be fair, there were some games we chopped that looked amazing, but it was that kind of year.
Yeah.
It's always
It's
that
not been a
kind
bad
of year.
one for it, has it?
I'm highlighting it and my
Yeah.
fingers hovering over delete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's
got
fine.
respect
Well, the vote's done, isn't it?
It got 3 out of 5 votes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, fucking hell. Where are
The
we?
only
then?
one that didn't. The only one that didn't get anyone's vote was Claire.
That's not how this works.
That's
That's not how
true,
this
though.
fucking works, and you know it.
I mean, also it was the best looking game this year, but
Oh,
I mean, we can discuss it if you like. But
Probably
no, we
will.
can, and we can, yeah, obviously. But
Well,
I
you've
do
sort of
think
systematically eliminated my other favourites, so I'm in your court and your camp now by basically default.
You could maybe
Like you've-
be upset with him for eliminating it though, and then
But
maybe
I can't
like
because I love Clair Obscur so much and love how it looks so much that I can't. I just can't.
I think if it's not,
Mick's been very clever here. He's done a Lyle, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's done good.
Yeah.
But it's not just like, I mean, just like the switch from like the cutscenes in Clair Obscur, like that opening cutscene, I watched multiple times just on YouTube and stuff because the acting between the two characters, and then like that leads on. You've got that amazing looking sort of like world design, but then that leads straight into the scene where you see like the visual of the paintress as a villain, as an antagonist of a game is like, yeah, we're going to go and kill that. It's almost like a Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild where you're like, we've got to go and kill Ganon. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like there's a god, we've got to go and kill a god, and like it feels like that. And then like it just has some of the most incredible world design. That second area where you're basically walking around underwater. I mean, there's whales in the sky. There's like, do you know what I mean? It's like
the only reason
it's a level beyond.
The only reason, and I'm gonna, there's one reason I would hesitate to just say this is a home run for it or an easy, easy win. There's two things about the game that I wasn't like in love with. I loved the game, and it was like one of my favorite games of this year. But there were two things that I didn't like about it, or wasn't as enamored by. One of which is related to visuals. I didn't like the lack of seamless transition between the gameplay and the cinematic. So I didn't like the fact that you would know a cinematic was coming because you basically would walk into a sort of an arena and the control would be wrestled from you, the black bars would appear, and you were like, okay, I've walked into a boss battle here. That was one of the very few things, and it's really nitpicking, I appreciate that, but I didn't like the way that transition was handled because it felt obvious every time. Rather than being able to surprise me cinematically, I knew a cinematic was about to happen because all of a sudden the transition just didn't feel. It felt like a debut game in that respect, whereas nothing else about it did. Like, it's the sort of thing I don't think they would do again with a sequel or another game. Like, and that's a very, very minor point. Yeah, I really did. Like, it really obviously telegraphs every time you are walking into a boss battle or cutscene. Like, there is no, and I guess you don't want to accidentally walk into a boss battle, but when you get later in the game and you realise there are like elite enemies that are optional boss battles, so to speak, you can see them because you've got now the overworld map and there's more of that going on. But in the earlier part of it, it's a really minor nitpick. On this list, it would be my number one, and I would probably put Dispatch at number 2, but it's like I kind of am out of this vote a little bit because everything I properly loved as a top 3 has been eliminated apart from Clair Obscur. So where are you guys sitting right now, I guess is the question.
I'd be pushing Dispatch up to 2 of Iote because I've not played it, and I would argue, using Mick's own argument, the fact that you could get this and suddenly go, this is a TV show, says a fucking lot for it in terms of the quality of the production. That's my angle on it.
For me, on this list, Dispatch was gone. Of the ones we have left, Dispatch would be my number 1. So even if that's not where it would land as a collective, it would at least be above Iote.
I think maybe it does land at number 1 if it's just me and Mick saying about Clair Obscur.
I think there's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that shouldn't happen as well, but yeah, I just thought the visuals of Dispatch kind of blew me away. Like, I thought that as a spectacle on Spectacle Day, that Dispatch was a better visual spectacle than a audio spectacle. Spectacle.
Thank you. That's all I ask.
I would love to argue for Dispatch going to number 1, but Mick's off-camera threat of violence has really put me off doing that.
I don't think it's I do think that in terms of like the visuals, I mean, this list is really strong. Top 3. You could drop the dice where they land, and I'd probably be all right with it. But like, I just think that even in terms of like just, and I keep bringing it back to saying visual spectacle because that's what the name of the subject is. But I still think there are moments in Iote that outdo that, because I do think that like I said already, I do think the main big dazzling bits of Dispatch were 2 or 3 very specific cutscenes within the game that I actually thought were what made it. I mean, I don't
the animation of that game, like even the scenes, like when you think of the first time, I can't bloody remember his name, but the one that Jacksepticeye plays. When he first is introduced to Punch Up, of
Angry
course,
Irishman.
literally Angry Irishman. Like when every bar scene in that game is amazing. Like the visual representation of these sleazy bars, like every bit of detail in that game is
every character
amazing.
design in that game
It's
is
just,
like
everything's just so
amazing
smoothly
looking.
done, man.
But again, I would argue that if we're talking cutscene animation, Clair Obscur is just as good.
And I'm not against Clair Obscur. I'm just saying that on these 3 games, the room feels like Dispatch is number 1 with Clair at 2 and Yoto, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So my list personally would be Clair, Yote, Dispatch. But that's my list.
You've done really well then, regardless. And I feel like I've been stitched up royally now.
So whichever one lands at number 1 is one of my top 3 visual games of the year. So
that's pretty good going, isn't it?
in terms of I can't really lose. So I mean, if you guys want to vote on what goes where, then we'll do that, and then that's probably.
It's just that like I know Lyle's keeping his powder dry on Clair Obscur very deliberately, but I know that Kieran and Steve actively bounced off of it. So it's as a representation of the 5 of us.
I basically think that all 3 of these games that are in the top 3 are fucking gorgeous.
Yes.
And that's realistically where I land, you know?
Yeah.
So do we
And
just
they're
vote?
all very different. I think that's why we're having such trouble, because there's such 3 very different looking.
So do we just vote? Because I think Ghost of Yoto sounds like number 3, and it sounds like we need to vote between Dispatch and Clair Obscur for 1. Is that? Am I reading the room?
I think if we're going to do that, Dispatch is probably number 1, because it would only be me and you that vote for it over Dispatch.
And I could be swayed,
even did
man.
vote over Dispatch. So
I would, but I could be swayed very easily, because I think Dispatch is one of those games. It reminds me of Invincible, watching that show, but actually having an interactive play experience, and I am so happy with that.
I think we're landing on
the show for that tomorrow to tie in with it all. We would all jump on a fucking
shit my pants with joy if they announced Dispatch Series 2. But in the meantime, we're going to do a TV tie-in. I would be so happy to have more Dispatch in my life. Just as much as I would be so happy if they announced Clair Obscur Expedition 34.
Did everyone have a look at all the extras that came with the game as well, with all of these separate little comic books they'd done?
I didn't have any of that,
to.
so I couldn't.
Okay, so they did a range of comics with each episodic release, and they were done in styles of various famous artists, essentially.
Yeah, I've seen some of them online. Not in the game.
They were fantastic. And I don't usually look at stuff like that. I'll have a quick cursory glance for 2 seconds, turn it off. I went through and read every single one of those comics and looked at every single bit of concept art and the little stories behind it. I mean, that says a lot, the fact that I even got bothered to do that in the first place, man. That is not something I do.
If the final list is Dispatch, Clair, Yote.
I mean, I'm no one's disagreeing, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I can live with that.
I'd be done with that.
I'll read it
because once again, Invisigal.
Yeah,
there you go.
No, absolutely. In 3rd place for best visuals is Ghost of Yotai. In 2nd place, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and best visuals of 2025 is Dispatch. And that is day 2 of the Loot Level Chill. Or Loot Level Chat, if you're listening, podcast-wise, I guess.
We've done it.
End-of-year celebrations. I don't know why I said there's no nicer surprise, because that is tomorrow, so I just completely blanked on that.
That is tomorrow,
so,
yeah. I checked that earlier, but I thought he's mid-flow. I'm not going to disrupt him. Maybe you had
something changing the name last minute or something.
Yeah. Biggest surprise, I don't know. Nicer surprise and best new character tomorrow, so there might be some spoilers sort of as we get towards the latter part of the 3rd day with best new character.
Certainly is.
We may or may not. I don't know. We haven't done it yet. We'll find out when you do. Basically, that doesn't make sense. But that's day 2. And again, if you are slowly going through the podcast, by the time we hit day 4, there will be games that we will have to spoil because we're talking best story and best moment before we get to the most wanted and Game of the Year top 10. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Steve. Thanks to Kieran. Thanks to Mick. Thanks to Lyle. Thanks to everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll speak to you tomorrow. You won't speak back, but we'll
have a lovely sleep.
Yeah, sleep well and make sure you're caught up because
you can talk at you if you want.
We'll talk at you, and you've got to listen.
Either or. We'll see you tomorrow. Ho ho. Happy Loot Level Chatmas.
Put it out of its misery, Adam.
Yeah, bye.